Greetings. Welcome to a little whiteboard video on Suus, Sua, Suum. This is the word that means their own, or his own, or her own, or its own. And if you want the technical term, it's the third person possessive reflexive adjective. Now, it's an adjective, which means that it behaves like an adjective. But let's take a moment to reflect on what adjectives do. People sometimes get a little confused, get a little tangled up with suus, sua, suum, because it's an adjective that has a special relationship with the grammatical subject of the sentence. But let's set that aside and break down what adjectives do. So we're going to use the word for good here, bonus, bona, bonum. And what would this sentence look like in Latin? The mother loves the good son and the good daughter. Well, what would it look like? It might look like this. Mater bonum filium et bonam filiam amat. Now, we've got some adjectives here. Okay, bonum and bonam. Now, the way the adjective works, it's got two parts. It's got the stem, and it's got the ending. Okay? Now, the stem is the vocab part. The stem, bon, is the part that means good. And the ending is the grammar. So feminine, accusative, singular, or whatever. Masculine, accusative, singular. Okay. So the ending is the part that has to go with the noun that it modifies. So here, the part of bonum is what has to match the case number gender of filium, and the part of bonum has to match the case number gender of filium. And the part of it that means good is bon. Okay, moving on. Here we've got a sentence in Latin, mater bonum filium amat. Okay, I'll pause from you. You look at this and think about what we said in the previous slide. The bonum part is the vocab. That's the part that means good. And then the ending is the grammar part. That's the case number gender. So the ending has to go with the noun that it modifies. Okay. And what does the vocab part, what does the bone part go with? Well, it doesn't go with anything. It's just doing the vocab. So the vocab part tells you that this is the word that means good. Let's pretend this is a picture representing good. Okay? Moving on. Now, if we have that same sentence, and instead of bonum and bonam, we replace it with suum and suam. Same thing. Okay? The stem, the first part, is the vocab. So bon means good, and su means, in this case, her own. So the vocab part, if it's bonam, it means good, and if it's suam, it means, well, what it means is that it means own, okay? But it's own with a little dotted arrow that goes back to the subject. But this is still all part of the vocab part of the word. The grammar part of the word is the ending. The ending, just as with any other adjective, matches the case number gender of the noun modified. So you can say the mother loves the good son and the good daughter, or the mother loves her own son and her own daughter. And we know that it's her own because suus, sua, suum, the vocab part of that adjective means own, possessed by the third person subject of the sentence. So here, okay, and the, okay, well, let's do this sentence here, okay? So the underlying sentence is the mother wrote some sort of text. The mother wrote satire, saturam, which is feminine, carmen, which is neuter, librum, which is masculine, libros, which is masculine, but it's plural. Now, if we want to use a form of, what I want you to do is think of what this would look like if we used a form of suus, sua, suum. If it gets confusing, supply a form of bonus, bona, bonum instead to help you think about the endings, and then just swap in the appropriate form of suus, sua, suum. Okay? So mater suam saturam scripsit. The mother wrote her own satire, or the mother wrote the good satire. Saturam is accusative feminine singular. Okay. Now, how about Carmen? Carmen is accusative neuter singular. Mater suum Carmen scripsit, mater bonum Carmen scripsit. Suum and bonum are neuter because they're modifying Carmen, and Carmen is neuter. The gender of mater, the gender of mother, has no bearing on it. Okay, now let's look at librum, which is accusative masculine singular. Librum is accusative masculine singular, so if we want to say the mother wrote her own book or the mother wrote the good book, we use the accusative masculine singular forms of suum and bonum. Okay, now how about libros? That's accusative masculine plural, and that's the word that we're modifying. The fact that the subject of the sentence is mother is irrelevant. The subject of the sentence is mother, feminine singular, but the sentence is mater libros, accusative masculine plural, scripsit. So if we want to say mother wrote her own books or the mother wrote good books, mater suos libros scripsit, mater bonos libros scripsit. Okay, now if you want to, why don't you try doing this sentence on your own? And notice we have a different subject. We have a masculine subject now. Pater is masculine, okay? And pater filias, blank filias et blank filios laudat. How would you say the father praises his own daughters and his own sons? And if you want, you can also fill in the form of bonus, like his own good daughters and his own good sons, because the form of his own and good are going to be parallel. So it's pater suas bonas filias et suos bonus filius laudat. So the ending goes with the noun that it's modifying, and the stem is what tells you that it refers back to the subject. Okay? Good. Volete.